All right, we'll have a couple players. We got Nick Henrich here, and go ahead and open it up for questions. Parker Gabriel, Lincoln Journal-Star.
Hey Nick, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Good. What have the last, say, like 8 or 10 weeks been like for you? Moving from inside to outside, trying to get comfortable there, now moving back inside and just trying to handle all of that.
It's not been too bad. I mean, I'm comfortable playing both positions for sure, but it has been challenging, no doubt. But like I said, I'm really comfortable playing either or position.
Is there any lead time for you, like when you change to sort of get used to it or remember sort of the fundamentals or anything, or does it come pretty naturally?
It comes pretty natural. When I first moved to outside, there were a couple new techniques that were a little challenging to learn at first, but once you learn those, it's good. And then moving back to inside, it's all the same stuff, the same techniques that I've been doing, so that hasn't been too bad.
Sean Callahan, Husker Online.
Hey, Nick, what jumps out to you about Purdue's offense with guys like David Bell, Rondell Moore? I know they got a good running back, Xander Horvath. He's a big physical back, probably one of the bigger backs you guys have faced this season in terms of size.
Yeah, their offense, they definitely have a lot of weapons. They have really good receiving core, big physical back, and their offense does a good job of every week they show like almost a new offense, you know what I mean? So we got to really be dialed in and focused on our keys and our assignments this week.
Brian Christopherson, 24/7.
Hey, Nick, how valuable have Collin Miller and Will been, at kind of being mentors for the younger backers like you?
Oh man, those guys have been everything to us, really. I couldn't see how we could have made progress without them, honestly. They're two of the most hardworking, high character guys I've ever met in my life, really. And just coming in, they just show you really how to, they just do everything the right way, honestly. And having leaders and older guys like that in your room really set the tone for the rest of the guys about when to show up. You got to be on time, you got to put in extra work and all that stuff. So, yeah, they're really two of the best guys I've ever met.
Coach Shenander mentioned Colin was out there, I think, the Monday after his injury with like a practice script in hand. Does that kind of fire guys up to see that?
Oh yeah, it does, no doubt. Colin's been the heart and soul of our defense, like I'm sure you've heard before, ever since the start of the season. And now that he's out, that hasn't changed at all. He's still out there firing guys up. And I mean, I already thought the world of his character before this injury, but this has just made me respect him even more as a person. And he's truly just an amazing, amazing guy.
Thanks, Nick.
Yep.
From the Athletic and Omaha Burke grad, Mitch Sherman.
The Bulldogs. Hey, Nick. Your class of linebackers from second year guys, Garrett and Reimer and yourself, all guys from in the state. That's kind of unique at Nebraska. What kind of a bond do you guys have from your couple of years here right now, and how do you see that group maturing together and preparing for the future?
Yeah, it's definitely cool to have a lot of in-state guys, especially at linebackers. And I mean, we have a great bond. We're always around each other, it seems like. So we're always constantly working and learning and, doing everything together, really. So I'll be really excited to continue to grow as players and people with those guys.
Thanks.
Steve Sipple, Lincoln Journal-Star.
I don't know if your friends asked you this, but if they did ask you, like, what is it like playing in the Big Ten? What is kind of a defining traits of playing in the Big Ten, especially compared to playing high school football? What would you tell them?
Probably the speed of the game is the biggest difference, you know what I mean? You can never take a play off. You always got to have your eyes and your keys right. Like, you really just, like, things you could do in high school, like, where you mess up and kind of get away with it. Can't do that here. You got to be always on your keys, and you know what I'm saying?
How elaborate? You mentioned something about Purdue that's interesting, that they changed their plan quite a bit week to week. How elaborate are we talking about? Are those types of changes?
Just more of how they attack each defense, you know what I mean? They definitely do a lot of things, obviously, to get the ball to their best players and do a lot of motions, and they're just a really creative offense.
Thank you, Nick.
AETV, Andy Kendi.
Hey, Nick, I wanted to ask you, Coach Frost talks about patience. How difficult has it been for you to be patient, to see the field in terms of, biding your time? I know you had to deal with injuries, but how challenging has that aspect of adjusting from high school to college been for you?
The injuries definitely were hard. It's just frustrating always, you know what I mean? Being out, and then once you're over one thing, you're injured in another. So that was really difficult, but now that I'm healthy, I'm really just grateful to be healthy, and you just always got to stay ready because you never know when you're going to get your shot or anything like that. So yeah, I'm just glad to be healthy.
Finish up with Nick with Parker Gabriel, Lincoln Journal-Star.
And Nick, when you were playing outside, there's some times where Coach Dawson and Coach Nander have the outside linebackers playing with a hand in the dirt, sort of a 4-down look. Had you done that much in high school, or what was that like, putting your hand down and lining up on the line of scrimmage in the Big Ten?
I had done that a little bit in high school, but not much. So it was definitely different, you know what I mean? Setting the edge, like playing DN basically. But I mean, it was cool. It was comfortable, you know what I'm saying? It's just playing football, Football is kind of football. Obviously, different techniques and different assignments and everything. But if you know the defense, you know what everyone's doing. Just football's football.
All right, appreciate it, Nick. Still hoping to have Xavier Betts. I'll let you know here in a couple minutes. Thanks.